All right, we're now joined in the infield media center by today's the pole sitter for tomorrow's Subway Fresh Fit 600, driver the number 43 Valvoline Ford, A.J. Allmendinger. I'm also told, interesting note, that tomorrow is 43 days before Richard Petty will be inducted in the NASCAR Hall of Fame, too, so good symmetry with the number. Tell us about your lap and looking forward to the race.
Yeah, I mean, it was Scott put up a great lap. I knew after watching him run that it was going to be tough to get him. I mean, he at that point everybody was kind of running high 26s, and he stepped there and ran a 26.79. And I knew the Valvoline Ford. We were going to be quick. We were quick in practice, but you go out there, you just don't know how much grip's going to be on the racetrack. And I knew I was going to have to get everything out of it to get up there and have a chance at beating him. And for us, I felt like as the years went on, so far these first 6 races, that we've been getting better on Fridays and Saturdays, but we just would miss qualifying a little bit, and that would kill us at the start of the race. And as everybody knows, you just get in mid-pack with these race cars. Everybody's so close that it's tough to pass. So I felt like if we could just get a solid top 10 start, it was going to help our race tomorrow. We were decent in race trim, but we need to be a little bit better. But everybody on the 43 team, Mike Shiplett and all the guys, they worked hard, and it's a small victory for us, to get our first career pole together and start up front's really cool, but the big picture's tomorrow, and that's what we're focused on.
We'll open it up to questions from media. Questions, I'll start here. We'll go to Reed. No, you're good.
Okay. Michael Knight, Arizona Republic. Congratulations, AJ. With all due respect to the other good runs you've had and the other success in your career, should the average fan consider this a surprise that you're on pole?
I mean, heck, it's my first one, so I wouldn't say I'd probably say yes to that. So, I felt that it's just so nerve-wracking when you go into qualifying, especially, I mean, with how close everything is. That you just make one little mistake, it seems like you lose 20 spots. So, I just wanted to put a solid lap in, and I felt like we've been showing that we've been getting quicker, and unfortunately the results haven't turned into that. We've been caught up in a lot of other people's mistakes, and, we're 26th in points, and we definitely belong a lot higher in points. So, I told the team that this is a key 6-week stretch before the All-Star break. If we can go out there and have good runs every weekend, and we can get around top 15 in points, 15th, 16 right there, I think we can go into the All-Star break knowing we got a chance at the chase. So that's our goal. So tomorrow, just going to be a solid day. Obviously, the race has got more laps in it now, so it's going to be all about patience. And if we can just go out there and be up front, lead some laps, and just be consistent, have good pit stops all day, and be in the top 10, I think it'd be a great weekend for us.
Reed Spencer with Sport News. Congratulations, AJ. Did the track conditions change markedly between happy hour, which looked pretty wild, and the qualifying session?
Yeah, I mean, the track just definitely got a lot more grip in it, but I was surprised by it. When qualifying started, I was sitting inside the hauler and watching, and when Kyle ran his lap, he ran a 27.08 the first car out there. I was pretty surprised how much grip the track had gotten in it, because at that point it hadn't been that shaded yet, and it's still obviously really hot out there. So I was surprised that it gained as much grip as it did, but as soon as kind of turn 1 started getting shaded, and that's when Scott ran his lap, when the shade had kind of come over. You knew the grip was going to be there, but it was a little surprising just how much gripped up the racetrack got. I mean, it's still really hot out there, so it was a surprise, but it seems like at a lot of these older racetracks, I mean, just a couple of degrees and change, and when it gets cooler, it just really changes the track a lot.
Toby Christie, RubbingsRacing.com. AJ, does it make it all that much sweeter beating your former team to get your first career pole?
No, I didn't think about it at all. I didn't even realize it was a Red Bull car on pole. So now, I'm not gonna lie. I told Scott after qualifying, and I didn't really want to say it to my team because they don't like when I say that kind of stuff. But I was either gonna run like a 26.70 or a 29.0. I didn't know which one I was gonna run because I was gonna drive it down in there, and hopefully it stuck. But Scott, he's a great qualifier. He's been like that ever since he's got here, and those Red Bull guys, they always give good cars for qualifying. So it wasn't real surprised to see him up there, but anybody that's been let go, you know how it's like to go out there and beat your old team.
Additional questions? Got Bob in the back here.
Bob Hawker, SceneDaily.com. AJ, can you kind of talk about the emotions of getting your first pole, and then also how would you characterize your season so far?
I mean, just to get our first pole, just exciting. I mean, it's a small victory, but it means so much, I think, to this race team, especially to me. It's in this sport, it's just all about confidence, and to go out there and know that we can get the job done when we have a good car. For me, especially knowing that when we got a good car in practice, I can back it up in qualifying. And this year's really been, I mean, that's been the problem. We just seems like we've been getting better, but time to qualify, we just missed it a little bit. So to finally get that kind of off our back and know that we can get the job done, especially for me, it's a big deal. And you know, for the season, I mean, it's been difficult so far. I know we're getting better each weekend. Mike Shipley and I feel like are working really well together. We know where our weaknesses are. We know where our strengths are, and we keep building on that each week. And I mean, between Daytona, we had the fastest car there, and you know, I got spun, and it seems like we just kind of shoot ourselves in the foot just a little bit. We had a couple of good races there at Atlanta and Bristol. I felt like we got the momentum back. In Martinsville, we had a great car in Friday practice, and when qualifying got rained out, I think that hurt us the rest of the weekend because we couldn't get up through the field, and then we finally got wrecked. So it's been difficult to be 26 in the points. I know we're a better race team than that, but I also know that each weekend as we learn these race cars, we keep building new ones at Richard Petty Motorsports. The cars are going to keep getting better, so we just got to go out there and be consistent. I know we're a solid top 15 team, and we just got to keep working on keep getting better to be a top 10 team, and we got to have those finishes to get back up there in points.
Lee Spencer, Fox Sports. Have you seen any improvement in your pit crew throughout the season? I know that was like an area of concern when you first moved over.
Yeah, I mean, they're working hard. They've been at the shop the last few weeks, and Martinsville they improved. It didn't really show because we got wrecked, but they definitely had a lot better pit stops. And Atlanta they were really good. And it's kind of like with the whole team right now, we're just a little bit inconsistent. I made a couple mistakes, but they're definitely working hard. We made a couple changes, and they're ready to go. And I know that being on pole, it's going to pump them up even more, and they'll be ready to go tomorrow. And you know, we're going to have a solid day.
Anything further? Reed?
Reed Spencer, Sporting News. Just looking at the board in terms of the spacing out of where the Fords are, what's different about your car from all the other Fords in the field? I mean, Carl was ninth, but everybody else is 20th or worse.
I don't know. I mean, it kind of seems like as a whole, all 8 cars have kind of been like that. You get a couple that hit it right, and a couple of them that are not too bad, and a couple of them that are struggling a little bit. But it's just I think it's as we keep building the race team at Richard Petty Motorsports, have that alliance with Roush Fenway and Ford Motorsports in general, we're just going to keep getting better. Everybody's learning each other, and this track it was tough today. It was, I don't know if it's just a year older or what, but I mean, it seemed like everybody was sliding around, and you look at the lap times, there's no margin for error. I mean, just one little mistake, and you drop 10 spots. So from a whole, it looked like a lot of the cars, a lot of the Fords were pretty fast on race trim, and it's a long race tomorrow. So it's something to build on, but more than anything, we're learning each other. Both teams are learning each other, and we got a lot of good data to go off of, so we'll all use that for going in tomorrow and as the season goes on.
AJ, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.